Jake DeBrusk speaks out on joining the Vancouver Canucks, and what he said about free agency might shock some fans. And with the Canucks having their goalie tandem locked up after signing Shelovs, I'm going to break down what they could spend their remaining cap with and potential free agents. We'll get into that later on this episode. Before I start, I just want to give a huge shout out to the 3,862 of you guys. I know I say it a lot, but we are trying to reach 4,000. It's so nice to see this community growing, and if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button. We'll be here all off season into next season, giving you updates from around the Canucks. Well, let's hop straight into the first topic today, which is Jake DeBrusk speaks out. Now, Jake DeBrusk was on a podcast, and he did speak out about joining Vancouver. Vancouver reached out, and I knew they were pretty much the front runners going into free agency. It felt like it was Christmas on July 1st. At the same time, you never know if anything's going to change. A lot of unknown, so I'm happy it worked out this way. Now, obviously, having this come out about the free agency, about a guy like Jake DeBrusk wanting to join the Canucks, knowing they were front runners going into this, is just awesome news and really shows that Vancouver might start becoming a big free agency destination for more players going forward. I mean, we're seeing this elite talent of JT Miller. We're seeing Elias Pettersson. These two people alone should make players want to sign there and have career years or stay with the team for quite some time. Now, Jake DeBrusk did continue on to say there was a lot of offers. Honestly, I wanted to hear them all out. It was my first free agency, and they were good offers. Some of them were getting kind of close to what I wanted, but in saying that, Vancouver hit everything on the head. So it was kind of hard to compete with that deal. Seeing that a guy like Jake DeBrusk was highly touted by a lot of teams. A lot of teams were making offers and wanted to get DeBrusk in. He rejected these offers and signed with the Canucks. Having free agents like this coming in and saying, hey, I knew coming out of the get-go that they were the front runners, that they were other offers that were getting kind of close, but Vancouver hit everything on the head. Yes, this is probably talking about the fact they give him a 7-year deal, but Jake DeBrusk is in for a wild ride, and by that, I mean he's going to have a career year and a couple of career years going forward. Now, when you do look at DeBrusk, in 80 games, 19 goals, 21 assists for 40 points, hit 183 shots, and you can kind of pause and look through this if you want. At the age of 27, Jake DeBrusk is coming in on a 7-year deal, so we will have him till 34 or 35 years old. The biggest thing with Jake DeBrusk is he's playing under 17 minutes time on ice with the Bruins this past season, with DeBrusk going straight in on a line with Elias Pettersson, which is not confirmed, but Patrik Allvin did speak out on this and said he was signed for playing with Petey. Obviously, Tocchet gets the last say in this, but with a guy like Allvin saying he signed him to play with Petey, I see this is going to happen. Now, with his ice time going up, he's going to have career games. He's going to have career years. I would not be surprised if a guy like Jake DeBrusk goes out and smashes his record of 27 goals and goes out and scores 30 plus, 35 plus. I could see him cracking close to 40 goals with elite playmaking around him. This elite playmaking obviously being Quinn Hughes, Elias Pettersson, who seems like will be the center on his line, and a guy like JT Miller if he does make it up onto the top or 1A or 1B line, whatever way you want to put it. But we're going to see DeBrusk shine. The biggest thing with DeBrusk as well, he shows up in the playoffs. If you look at the past 2 seasons with the Bruins, 7 games played, he had 6 points in those 7 games. Last postseason, he had 13 games played with 11 points. He's almost scoring at a point per game. He's a guy that's going to be perfect with a guy like Pettersson, where he's going to be able to keep up on speed, pick up on the defensive end as well, and not be a liability in that end. This guy's going to come in and shine in Vancouver. But what's your guys' thoughts on Jake DeBrusk? What's your thoughts on him rejecting multiple offers, including the Bruins, which is honestly quite funny and a good feeling. What's your guys' thoughts on him rejecting multiple offers to join the Canucks? How many goals do you think he'll score this year? Yes, I might be super optimistic on a guy like this, but I do think 35 is going to be the low for him. But let me know down in the comments. But we'll get straight into the second topic today, which is potential free agency signings. Now, obviously, like I said, the Canucks signed their goalie tandems. They got a guy like Shelovs back. They have Demko still there. They have their goalies done. They have their forwards done, and they have their defensemen, but they still need depth. So I'm going to break down a couple pieces or a couple players the Canucks could look at with their $2.5 million that they have once Tucker Pullman is either traded or put on LTIR. And the first one being a good replacement for a defenseman in Oliver Kylington. With Oliver, this is the guy that has played with the Calgary Flames throughout his entire career. We've seen him have a bit of a down year. 33 games played, 3 goals, 5 assists for 8 total points. The previous season on that, 73 games played, 9 goals, 22 assists for 31 points. The Canucks need a puck-moving defenseman, a guy that can come in at 6 foot, 183 pounds, be your 7th defenseman, be your 6th defenseman some nights. This guy is looking for a prove-it deal and a deal to really get him back into the league. A guy like Killington was on a $2.5 million deal with the Calgary Flames. He's still in free agency, so maybe taking maybe $1.5, $2 million to bring in a guy like Killington might be ideal for the Canucks to get more puck movers. I mean, when you currently look at their defensive core right now, the top pairing, obviously Quinn Hughes and Hronek, does not need any more puck movers. Soucy and Myers, I think Soucy can move the puck well enough, and Myers has shown that he can as well. But on this third pairing, Derek Forbort and Vincent Desharnais, I think there's going to be multiple matchups where you might want another puck mover. Yes, you have a guy like Mark Freeman. Yes, you have a guy like Noah Juleson. But having another body, a guy with a little more experience, and a guy like Killington with almost over 200 games played, he has 201 games played in the NHL, I think having another puck mover would be ideal. But what's your guys' thoughts on bringing Killington in? And I'll get straight into another potential signing, which is Daniel Sprong. Daniel Sprong, who kind of has been a journeyman throughout his career. We've seen him play 3 seasons with Pittsburgh, 2 with the Ducks, 2 with the Capitals, 2 with the Kraken, and 1 with the Red Wings. Sprong is coming off 2 back-to-back very good seasons. First with the Kraken in 22-23. We've seen him come in 21 goals, 25 assists for 46 points, putting up 3 points in the playoffs, 2 points. We've seen him last season with the Detroit Red Wings scoring 19 goals, 25 assists for 43 points. Yes, Daniel Sprong might not be the best defense player. Yes, he's not going to crack this lineup as a top-line winger, but bringing in a depth piece that can score for you, might be quite ideal for the Canucks. I mean, when you look at the forward lines, this is all from daily faceoffs. This is not set in stone. You have new additions. Guys like Denton Heinen on the top line, Jake DeBrusk on the second line. But with a guy like Podkolzin, if Podkolzin continues to struggle going into next season, by struggling, yes, he is putting up points, but hits, blocks, everything in between, but he hasn't been productive on the offensive end. Bringing in a guy like Daniel Sprong could be ideal. A former 20 goal scorer, a guy that scored 18 last season, coming in to maybe fill out that third line, moving him up into the top 6 in pinches, moving him on to the fourth line to get more puck moving, to get more shots, to help solidify the offense in the Canucks bottom 6 might be ideal. What are you guys' thoughts on maybe bringing in Daniel Sprong? And the very last one, which might be a bit of a stretch, but Martin Jones. Now, we did talk about Martin Jones. He is from North Vancouver, BC, bringing the hometown boy back. He did come off a deal with the Toronto Maple Leafs, making under $900,000. I think this is the perfect signing in the sense of you bringing a guy that can help Shelovs, help Demko during injuries. If someone like Shelovs goes down, if a guy like Thatcher Demko goes down, you can bring a veteran, a guy like Martin Jones. I'm not going to go into too much on this guy. If you wanted to watch the video we did do, it might be popping up on your screen somewhere, and I hope it is. But a guy that could come in as a third string. Yes, Yuri Patera is a guy that could come in as well. But with the Canucks, I feel like they could and would be willing to sign another goaltender to kind of put up a battle for the backup spot. Yes, Shelovs deserves it. Yes, Shelovs is going to get it, but having competition does help improve goalies. But what are your guys' thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on these 3 guys? What's your thoughts on Jake DeBrusk's comments? Let me know down in the comments. So speaking of the comments, we'll get into everyone's favorite topic of the day, which is comments of the day. And once again, comment of the day goes to Griffin. So Griffin, take it away.
What's up, Canucks fans? So we're in another country now. And here's the reveal. Boom. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Hope you guys are loving the updates from Mark. So happy we got Shelovs for 2 more years. Can't wait to see what he does next for us, and can't wait to show you guys where we're heading next. Have a great day, guys.
Obviously, Griffin is just as excited as we are about the Shelovs signing. But if you want to guess where Griffin's going next or where he's to, there might be quite a big landmark behind giving it away. But if you want to guess where he's to, leave it down in the comments. You could be featured on the next episode as comment today. While you're down there, leave a like, subscribe. We're trying to reach 4,000. We're super close to it. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button. But with that, I've been your host, Mark. Bye and take care.